So, good morning, everybody. Looks like I, for once in my life, didn't mess up my initial stream here, so that's good. How y'all doing today? I'm just gonna assume we're live. I always check to make sure we're live, but it always obviously works, so I don't know why I bother. But it's a good day. Got a lot done the last couple days, so I'll be going through that quickly here first. And then, obviously, the plan is to overhaul the startup videos, so I'm excited to do that. Absolutely. Hey, Scott. Ice Baby. Slash Guns. Neil 9000. Good morning, guys. Good afternoon, whatever it is for you guys. Hopefully we have Twitch up and running, because I don't have anybody from Twitch yet. Maybe I should check. Because, of course, the moment I don't check, it's not working. Hey, Jade. So Twitch must be working. Cool. Hey, Dave. All right. Corbetts. Welcome, guys. Screw it. We'll do it live. Except, screw it is not the actual phrase. Oh, Bill O'Reilly. Hey, Luke. Ryan. K-Money. Neo. Dark. Ask on the forums, Dark. I mean, I can help you in passing here, but I don't want to disrupt the whole stream to help with the theme. Forgive me with that. Hey, Peter. Hey, Vermont. Don. Yo. All right. So, let's see. Twitch didn't want to autoplay. Yeah, it does that. Does this mean you can use your video without it cutting off before it finishes? That is one of the goals today, yes. We may not conquer everything today, but we're going to at least create the framework to be able to solve all these video startup issues. So as you guys know, right now for the startup videos, literally all we're doing is launching VLC. We're starting VLC up with certain command line parameters that make it full screen, and then when we're all loaded up, we just kill the process. Pretty simple. But because we're doing something so simple, in order to get those startup videos going, we were very limited as far as what we could do with those startup videos. So the overhaul, in order to support all those features, what I'm going to do is actually integrate the actual startup video process into my own code, into the actual, big box exe is the goal. The reason why we did it originally, just launched VLC directly, was for several reasons. One, to get it done quickly because it was one of the highest, the biggest requests, and we were just ready to release, and so I just wanted to get it done and get it working, and it served us for a little while, but obviously it's not ideal. So the next step is to fix all those issues. Which really isn't going to be too bad. I think by the end of this stream, we should hopefully have something working with the new model. But that is going to be one of the major new improvements in 7.12. All right, let me catch up on comments here. Hey, Omen. Cool, Dave. Twitch changed its whole theme or something. Interesting. I'll have to look at that. Integrated VLC with the ASX component in .NET. Sure. Yeah, we use, well, we have I can't even remember what it's called. But thankfully somebody built a great, well, I was working with the developer of it for quite a long time to fix the bugs, but we now have a good VLC integration going on for WPF, but it was a difficult thing to come by, as everybody who's been around for a long time knows. Start Windows games for Launchbox, it crashes. Yeah, I've never been able to reproduce anything like that, and I know it only affects a small number of people, but I have heard about that recently, Slashguns. So, I'll need to look into that. I have looked into it in the past unsuccessfully, to be honest, but I'll get back to it. Thank you, Don. Hey, Pierre. Pure luck. You add a way to move the position of additional apps, maybe up and down arrows. Currently, items are arranged randomly. Oh, really? I didn't realize that. Thank you, Omen. Well, what I'll end up doing... Well, it should be sorting the additional apps. What the heck? I guess it isn't. What I should do... Well, we're just going to sort them alphabetically, which is what we do everywhere else. So... K-Money, yes, eventually at least. I'm not sure how quick we'll get all that stuff in there, but yes, that feature does make a lot of sense. Ah, hey Bundingdon. I can't say that name, but it's good to know that's you, Don. Okay. So, to go over quickly what I've done in the last couple days since Tuesday's live stream. Obviously, I did do quite a bit of work on Music Box Alpha, but I also did quite a bit of work on Launchbox and Big Box. And I just wanted to show off some of that stuff here real quick to keep you guys updated. Media items and Windows shortcuts can now be imported more easily using the new none of the above import type in the Import Games wizard. So this is nice. We start up Launchbox. I'm just going to grab, so if say you wanted to import Windows shortcuts or import media items, what you can do now, for example, I'm just going to take some WAV files that I have here and drag them over. And now you have this new none of the above option. And if you choose that option, it's not going to automatically put an emulator or require you to put an emulator on it, and it's just going to directly launch all the games that it adds via Windows. So this is a convenient option for importing pretty much anything other than other than ROM files or DOS games, including like Windows shortcuts. If you wanted to import a bunch of Windows shortcuts directly by dragging them over, or even exe files. If you have a list of exe files that are going to be used for particular games, Windows games, you can do it. You can do that. So that's one of the biggest additions I added yesterday. And then I added the download metadata and media wizard. Now remembers the checkboxes just like the import one does from Tuesday. The import wizard now pre-fills the platform field with the currently selected platform in Launchbox. So if you have a platform selected, that will be pulled into the import wizard to make that easier. That was requested. And then additional applications in Big Box have now been moved into a submenu, so the names are not cut off and they don't clutter up the game details menu. So let me show that off real quick. Got some kind of audio issue. Anytime I have my Scarlett, my Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 up there, if I use that for my audio, sometimes it glitches during streams, which is irritating. Because sometimes I use my internal sound card, and sometimes I use my Scarlett, depending on if I've done any audio recording, and I'm on my Scarlett and it's having some issues, just FYI. So anyways, we're going to a console game. Actually, I'm gonna load up my DOS, because I know, yeah, here's Quake. Quake has additional apps. So if we go in there, instead of listing out all the additional apps here, it says additional apps / versions. And if we do that, we have all the versions enabled here. You're right, though, they're not in alphabetical order. So I should do something about that. Um, they should be in alphabetical order. That's interesting. So I'll have to look at that. Maybe we can start there quickly. Fix that bug. Anyways. Yeah, that makes sense, Omen. Thank you, Don. Did I get the scroll issue fixed in Music Box? I did, and what I ended up doing was completely different because nothing was working. So ultimately, what I ended up doing was completely replacing the entire template used for the control to force it not using a scroll viewer at all. Yeah, because literally, I mean, I had to basically reinvent the wheel to fix the issue. But yes, I did get that fixed. And I can show that off for you guys quick. It's still a work in progress. I haven't put out this latest version yet with the album view. But I'm fairly happy with it, So if we click on one of these, you got this is what we got so far. And I have some minor issues like this hover is still the hover, believe it or not, has been a pain in the butt to get rid of. I think this looks all right, although I'm still working on tweaking the visuals a little bit. Obviously the grid isn't quite right because this is not right. I want to change the content in here. Obviously we already know what the album title is up here, so we don't need the album title over here. We need some times. So there's quite a bit still to do here, but we're getting close. It's not too far. There's some bad flicker when I load it up. There's no animation. So I mean, there's a lot I'm going to be still tweaking, but generally I think it's going fairly well. So that's where we're at on Music Box. Sup, Alfredo? Ryan, actually, well, if you're looking to add comic books to games, if you drag stuff over, it's going to create new games. So adding comic books to games is not covered there, although you can already do that with additional apps, but not really in bulk either. Hey, Chris. The intro looked cool. Yes, it did. Oki. What's his name? Dang it. Stupid. Dad. It pops up on my screen every single time I load it up, and I can't remember the name. Harry Oki, thank you. Hey, Echo Shard. What was that? The game details view? Yes, that's the game details view. That's currently, I mean, previously and currently, that's the only place where you can load up an additional app, which makes sense. And good, you're back to wearing the correct hat. Thank you, Echo Shard. Hey, Nicholas. Thank you, K-Money. Good morning, Pac-Man. No news, Jade. I'm sorry, I haven't looked into that yet, but it's on my list. Yeah, we are saving the song XML in first scan, although there's still more I can do to improve that, Dave. Is there a way to get the Exodus collection working with Launchbox? That's a work in progress. Yes, there is. But anyways, I think that's coming. I haven't updated myself on that in a while, but it's already killed group music. Good to know, Ian. Is there a new beta that enables album view? Mine's still broken since the update yesterday. Still broken? What do you mean broken? There is not a new beta out with the album view yet. No, I'm going to be completing that album view before I put out a beta. Cool. Anyways, so that is what I've been working on the last couple days. Now we can get into the actual development of the overhauling of the startup videos. But before we do that, let's go ahead and start it with a prayer, and we'll go from there. Lord, thank you once again for this community. Thank you that I can, do what I love doing day in, day out. And I pray that you would just help us in the stream, help us all to enjoy each other's presence, help us all to build each other up, help me be productive, help me conquer anything that comes up, and just help us to focus on you today and the rest of the week. And be with us this morning. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right. Nicholas, in the genre view where the full genre name is not being presented, pop punk is showing up as pop and deathcore is showing up as death. The way that works currently, Nicholas, is if there's a semicolon separated genre, it will pull up. That's not an issue. That's by design. So if you have pop punk in your music, pop space punk, it will show up as pop space punk. But if you look at your music tags and it's pop semicolon punk, it will show up in both pop and punk by design. Multiple genres are supported. Now, I could have a glitch, don't get me wrong, but that sounds like that's not a glitch and that is how it's supposed to be working. So, music will show up in more than one genre. It will load up all the genres associated with your music. While you're, Neil, to be, okay, with all due respect, that is that is not accurate. Just because we're using XML has nothing to do with whether it's going to be able to handle anybody's music collection. That's a major assumption. We're doing things very differently in MusicBox than, although the base code is there, things are different between MusicBox and LaunchBox. So don't make that assumption because it's just not going to be a valid assumption. It's silly. How are genre images generated now? Right now, it's using the album art to generate them, and I'm not a big fan of it. I've expressed that on the forums. I haven't looked at that thread, but I think maybe it was K-Money. I'm not sure, but somebody had mentioned that there were some genre images somewhere, or they were working on some genre images, something of that nature. That makes sense, Nicholas. We could replace the dashes so that spaces and dashes are combined. Hey, Retro. iTunes. What are you saying, Dave? All right, anyways. Let's get busy here. So the initial tricky thing about this, well, the easiest thing for me to do would be to create a brand new exe and throw it in the Launchbox folder and run that exe in a completely separate process so that nothing would interfere. The startup video would not be interfered with by the loading of the other stuff. Obviously, I could do a thread, but I think that the simplest way to do it, from what I've seen, is to use a separate exe. However, what I think I can do is use the same big box exe, but start it twice. One to load up the startup video, and one to load up the rest of the app. So that is my current plan after thinking about this. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to give that a shot. I do want to make sure that everything is checked in. I think it is, so that I can revert if I mess something up, you know. Come on. What the heck? Way to go. There we go. Oh, that's creepy. My Dropbox interfered with my Git a little bit, but I think we're okay. All right. Oh, additional apps fixed. Thank you, Omen. I forgot about that. I'm not going to argue with you on that, Neil. I'm just not going to do that. Nitrous. Will you add support for other media files for MusicBox? OGG, MOD, IT, XM, FLAC. Many of those should already be supported, Nitrous. Flack is definitely supported. Og Vorbis is definitely supported. I'm not sure about the other three, but yes, we will eventually be adding support for pretty much everything we possibly can. Editing games while in a playlist view. What's happening, Steven? Oh, iTunes has genre images. Yeah, well, and but the thing is, can we legally use them? I don't know. Doesn't work at all. Unfortunately, Steven, that doesn't give me any information at all as far as what's going on or how to fix the problem. Doesn't work at all. I need many more details than that. You will forget to fix it. I'm not gonna forget Owen. It's okay. That's what I just did, Luke. I just changed that. That's what I'm looking to fix. All right. So I can show off genre images real quick. This is what they currently are. Like I said, I'm not very happy with them. It just takes album art from music in the genre and paste it together like this. So, I'm not a big fan, but it's what it is for the moment until we find something better. Sure, Luke. So, in Big Box here, we're going into, where did I do this? This is in the Games View Model Base. Right there. And I items.add here it is, additional applications. Okay, select additional application view model. That's right. So I'm calling data manager.sort additional applications, game.additional applications. But apparently this is not working. Interesting. I'm surprised because that's working elsewhere. That's odd. I know we're doing some weird stuff here, and it's because I'm using a blocking collection and there's not really any other good options for sorting, but don't really understand. Nicholas, yeah, the issue there is, unfortunately, Last.fm right now is giving us crappy, low-quality images, and that's what we need to fix. Image upscaling sucks. No matter what you do, there's no good way to do image upscaling. It's just you're you blowing up an image never looks good, basically. So we need better original images. So that is planned. Cody is a good source of genre images, but the forums are down right now. Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, the album art composite does seem like the best bet for now. Yep. Clicking edit doesn't load the edit window, and details take a while to load in the sidebar. Okay, Steven. If you can create a Bitbucket ticket for that, I would appreciate it with any details you can come up with. Also, one thing you could do is zip up your data folder and message me on the forums to see if I can reproduce it. Because obviously, with my own collection, I'm not going to be able to reproduce that. So, because I've never seen that before. Sync the names you've changed on the ROMs down to their respective files. Not really, no. That would be too dangerous because, well, I mean, some systems that works for, other systems it doesn't. Thank you, Stephen. Okay. I don't know why this isn't working. This doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I guess I'll put a breakpoint here. And we'll try and debug it. Oh, come on. Don't do that. Fine. Rebuild then. Okay, and I'm going to drag my code over here. All right. No, not consoles. I need computers. And DOS and Quake. Okay, there's my breakpoint. And it's adding play Windows version first. That's pretty weird. It's freaking out because I'm in the middle of debugging here. Yeah, it's definitely not in order. I'm gonna stop it. I've never seen this not work, but it's definitely not working. Where else are we doing this? Doing the exact same thing. Is it working elsewhere? I might have just have to create a new list. If I go computers, MS-DOS, Quake. It's sorted here, but it's not sorted in the other one. Don't ask me why. You got me. Okay. Okay, well, let's force it then, I guess. I'm not going to try and figure out why the heck that's not working. It doesn't really make any sense. But what I can do is this. I can say var apps equals game.additional applications. I can use link and just say order by a dot name dot to list, right? And actually we can just do this and that. Should be that simple in theory. Don't ask me why it's not working the other way, but I guess that was kind of a stupid way to do it anyways when I can just use link. So I don't know what I was thinking when I implemented that or why it's not working, but this should work for sure. So let's do we're built, so let's just start up Big Box. Okay, so computers, DOS, Quake, additional apps versions. There it is, alphabetical order. All right, solved. Now we can get into the fun stuff. Let's work on the startup videos here. Nicholas, yeah, I've had that plan for a long time, and I haven't done it yet. So I definitely need to do that. Getting Retro Humanoids videos added to the theme downloader. Hey, Dave. I don't know any details, Ian, on Simply Austin. I think he... you know, I shouldn't say anything at all because everything I've heard has been secondhand, so I don't really want to spread any false information. I will say that he had something come up and he's busy. That's all I'm going to say, though, because I don't really know how accurate any of the information I know is. Yeah, something like that, Neil. I don't really know what is going on, but it's not worth trying to figure out. Are there any plans to allow using MAME merged ROMs within Launchbox? Yes and no. Yes, I would like to be able to do that. Is it a priority currently? No, it's not at all. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a major issue, and I recognize that. You already can use MAME merged ROMs. What the problem is the import process. So there's no good import for it. It's out of order for you, both in Launchbox and Big Box. Even when I get additional apps, they are out of... okay. They're out of order. Okay, well, that's good to know. Then we would need to fix that everywhere, which is doable. That's really pretty quick to do. I mean, it's going to be the same kind of thing everywhere else. There's only a few instances of it. The where else was I doing this? Well, let's go to Data Manager. Sort additional applications. And when I'm I don't like this method at all. It's not worth doing. So we're just going to get rid of it and replace it with link, and we'll have build errors wherever we were using it. So nice and easy, quick to fix. There's the other two instances. So all I need to do is let's go ahead and paste what I had. We just need this thing right here. Put that in there, and that should solve it there. And there was one more. Get rid of this. paste, and in theory, that should do it. So go ahead and build it. Make sure Launchbox hasn't crashed or anything for some stupid reason. And we'll go from there. So if it wasn't working for people before, for whatever reason, it should now. Maybe not. This is not sorted. What the heck? Okay. This is sorted backwards is what it is. Ah, yes. Some of these were reversed. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's right. This is in main form, context menu strip opening. It's just the order in which I'm doing it. Was the other one in main form? Apparently not. Now I have to go hunt that down. That's great. So I have to do this in reverse. So I'll put this back. I think there's an order by descending or something like that. Order by descending. Alright, so that'll solve that. And then the other one, I don't know if it should be order by descending or what. I think the easiest way to do it is just to look at my Git source control to find where I changed it, which should be fairly easy to do. The add edit form looks like. So add edit form. View code. Dot order by a, here it is. Now I don't know if this is backwards or not, but it appears to have been reversing it previously. So I guess I'll do that. Although that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Why would it be reversed there? So I guess let's give it a try. This should be fixed. There it is. Yep. That's in order. And then if we edit and go to additional apps, this is backwards. I think this was just backwards before because I was just being clueless. So we'll go ahead and make this a regular order by. The only reason why the other one is the opposite is because we're dealing with a pop-up menu and we're adding them in reverse order just to make things easier. So anyways, we're good now on that. Let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and pull up the change log and note that so I don't forget that I fixed that. Resources change log fixed. Additional apps were sometimes showing out of order. They should now always be sorted alphabetically. All right. In both Launchbox and Big Box. Good enough. I'm also going to go in here and change my version to beta 3 since beta 3 is in progress here. Okay. Save everything, close everything. Okay. Now hopefully we can get to the startup videos. Hey Vissy. Hey Jack. Do the additional apps change emulator when you change the parent ROM's emulator, which combined yet? No. They don't. And I mean, there are situations where you'd want to and situations where you wouldn't, so we would have to prompt. But no, I don't think they do yet. I agree that we should add something for that. Hey, Pac-Man, we're working on overhauling the startup video process. Custom plugins, there you go. Tapper inside. Coptane, any possibility to make a batch automatic systems insert on Launchbox based on folder system names? Wow, I'm not following you there. I mean, I know what you mean by folder system names. I don't, batch automatic systems insert, I have no idea what that means. I'm glad we got that fixed, Luke. Hey, Marcine. Vissy, could you make it so start video duration go more than 30 seconds, please, before Big Box starts? Yes, that will be an option. Eventually, at least. It should be before the 7.12 release. The ability to import multiple systems at once using the top level folder of each to direct it to a specific platform. Sure. Honestly, that is an extremely low priority. Although that has been asked before. I just don't see that as being a major. It's going to be a major undertaking to implement, and I don't hear it very often. So probably isn't going to be a high priority. All right. If I'm understanding the request correctly, anyways. So here we go. Startup videos. What I need to do is hook into the big box startup process to circumvent it with a particular command line parameter to show the startup video instead. And then have it shut down when we're done. So the big box project, which is bigbox.exe, I think it's app.xaml. This is where the magic happens here. This is the startup process. Now, question is, where do we do this? We want to do it as early as possible. We have to do it before the mutex. We're going to need a new window to show the startup video. And ideally, we want to do this before Caliburn Micro or anything else is really loaded. Before we check for an instance, any of that stuff. Actually, we probably want to do it like right here. Yet, we might want to reorder some of this stuff because we don't want to deal with this because this isn't going to be relevant at all. Really, none of this stuff should be relevant. The only thing that's relevant is exception. So I'm going to take this guy, and enable visual styles is relevant too. This isn't relevant. This is not. Oh, this is relevant, man. So this is kind of a pain in the butt, but I'm going to move stuff around a little bit here and hopefully don't mess anything up. This stuff matters right here. This matters. The assembly resolve, the process exit, then we get down to the instance. So none of this stuff matters for this particular process. The next thing we need to do is if we are in, if we have a certain command line parameter, which I need to look up. I have some code in Music Box for that. I don't have Music Box loaded, so I'd have to load that up to check command line parameters. I guess I'll just load it up here. Close out of all this stuff, and in my, come on, my app.xaml for the update process. Okay, this var args, it's that simple. Okay. Environment, I get command line args. If args.length equals, it's going to be 2, and args1 equals dash startup vid. Then we're going to do something different. Oh, we want to leave that there. So basically, we're going to fire it off from the original exe with the dash startup vid parameter in order to have it play the startup video. And then if we're in this mode, all we want to do is play the startup video and nothing else. So in this case, I'm going to do a quick test here. We're going to want to return from this method and not do anything else. But we're also, I'm just going to say new system.windows.application.run new system.windows.window. So just generic to make sure this is working. And then the only other thing we need to do, instead of actually playing the startup video, excuse me, instead of actually playing the startup video via VLC, where is it? VLC.exe. Here it is. A file that exists, video path, video playing, start a video process. Okay. This is going to be changed. So this becomes app.startupVideoProcess equals process.start. Path.combine system.windows.forms.application.startup path bigbox.exe. There's our path, and then the parameters, the arguments is dash startup vid. Okay. And for now, I'm just going to comment that out. And we'll build. And I want to make sure that that actually works. And right now, it's just going to kill that process, which is fine. So here we go. Okay, cannot create more than one system.windows application instance in the same app domain. Okay. This is why I'm doing a test, because I was afraid of that. And so how do I get the current application? Let's look that up. WPF get current application. Or is it app? This is the current application, right? So in theory, I can do this dot run maybe? Yeah. Duh. Hopefully that'll work. There it is. There's our window that represents our startup video. And it should close and when we're in Big Box. All right, so progress. Not bad. That was really the only part that was shaky in my mind. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to do that, but this is fairly straightforward, so nice and easy. Okay, where are we at on comments here? Why not use a splash form instead of a double process execution? Because we're not going to have nearly as much flexibility with the splash form. We already use the splash form for Big Box. That's what we're using with the Big Box logo that comes up. But splash forms are fairly limited, and I mean, I have full control this way. I don't have full control with splash form. And running a video in a splash form, I don't know about that. Hey, Ali, yep. Started video stuff. Yes, Falcon, that will be an option. By the time 7.12 comes out, that should be an option. Especially for your long ones. Hey, Harry. Sorry I forgot your name earlier, man. I can't believe that. I got too many people, but I appreciate those videos. They're amazing. That's one thing, Camel. We're doing a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, I agree, Nicholas. That would be nice to have. Yeah, I could, Neil. I certainly could. Although, why? Why bother? I mean, I would add that in later. I'm not going to do that right this instant. Yes, you can turn that off, Nicholas, in the settings. All right. Anyways. So now we just need to build a window that gives us exactly what we need, plays the startup video, and then we'll be where we were with the other solution, you know. So, and now that we have that, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the thing I commented out here. We don't need that, clearly. So, there we go. Let's, we need a new window ultimately. And right now we have the main view right here. And ultimately, I mean, it's going to be the same kind of thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy main view. And we will, Dropbox is going to mess with me as I type this. We're going to call it something different since we're not using Caliburn Micro. We're going to call it Startup Video Window. And class name is Startup Video Window. And the class name is Startup Video Window. Now, a lot of this stuff is not going to apply at all. So okay, yeah, that'll be fixed. Source initialized. What is source initialized used for? Obviously, we don't need this. This is funny. It has the stuff to kill the startup video process, which obviously isn't going to be relevant for this. This is not going to be relevant. This dot activate. Main view source initialized. This is fixing the window size stuff, which is important. So we want to leave that in there. On activated, this is handling which monitor things are showing up on. Which is relevant. You know, we're going to want to change to the correct monitor there. However, this is tricky because nothing is loaded at this point. There's no data loaded or anything. So any information like that, we're going to want to feed in via the command line parameters, because if we end up loading data before we start the startup video, it's going to take too long to start the video. So I'm going to comment that out for now. Update mirror displays is the same kind of thing. Main view on deactivated. We don't care about that. That's not relevant. So I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of that. Preview mouse move. We don't care about that. Preview key up, key down. This is probably relevant, but we're not going to. Probably only need key down, and we're going to do something different than that. Update screen positions. That's not a thing. That's fine. Actually, no, this is not relevant. Actual monitor index, this isn't relevant either, I don't think. Although it might be. Yeah, it is a little bit relevant, I think. But it doesn't need to be public. Okay. Source initialized is important. Desired frame rate, okay. But that requires data. I'm just going to ignore that. We're not going to do that. And this isn't relevant either. Okay. So obviously this isn't going to play a video yet or anything, but hopefully it should come up with the correct you know, window placement and stuff. I need to go to the XAML and fix the XAML. Startup video window. And all this stuff is going to change. Get rid of this. We get rid of this. We get rid of this. Is hit test visible? False. Window style. Oh, so this was a static resource. I'm not sure if that's going to still work, but we'll find out. That would be cool, Falcon. Hey, credits. All right. So we're using a grid. Well, what's the point of having a row definition if there's no rows? We don't need any transitions. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get rid of everything because we don't need any of this stuff. I probably don't even need this, but I'll leave this in here. We don't need this. We're going to say Launchbox Big Box Startup Video. Okay. I guess we'll see if we get a big black screen now on startup. And oh, we have to actually load this window up though. Okay, we built. Let's go to app.xaml. And instead of loading up our generic window, we're going to do a new startup video window. What's the problem here? Okay. It's a window, people. What's the matter here? Interesting. Partial class startup video window. Unbroken Launchbox WPF Big Box Views Startup Video Window. That's correct. I have a feeling there's something in the stupid designer class or something. Build succeeded. Yeah, that friggin' figures. Okay. So it's just this it's stupid resharper causing the problems, or the I don't know, the IntelliSense is all. If I load up app.xaml again, hopefully it'll work. No, it's still gonna whine and complain. What the heck? Whatever. I do a rebuild all, and we'll give it a yeah, everything succeeds. So let's give it a test. Cannot find resource named window style. That makes sense. Okay, that's what one thing I was afraid of. Okay. So window style is it a theme style? No, it's not. Gotta look for that. Okay. Well, that's not helpful. Go to definition. Okay, here we are. Windows style.xaml. Where the heck is this? But I mean, this stuff is easy to set manually, so that's what I'll do. I'm just going to copy that stuff. We're going to get rid of this line right here. And this is not going to work, but we're just going to do this in here. Window style equals none. Resize mode equals no resize. Window state equals maximized. Focus visual style equals null. Margin equals 0. Padding equals 0. And border thickness equals 0. Okay, so that solves that. And we'll build it, and that should work for us. Now, yeah, what percentage to show? Yeah, progress bars aren't easy, for sure. That's true, Neil. We could, although it's probably not necessary. I mean, that part is working great anyways. Scott, the issue is just that the IntelliSense was lying to us. So everything is perfectly fine as far as the code. Let me give it a test. Can I find resource name window style? I thought I got rid of that. Huh. Do I need to rebuild? Oh, crap. I was doing this on main view. Darn it, that's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. So we're gonna undo all those changes because that was not what I wanted to do. We were in the wrong one. So we gotta go to the startup video window and paste that in there. No frickin' wonder. And then get rid of style. Do a rebuild. And we'll try this. There we go. We have a black window. We still have a mouse cursor, which we're going to want to get rid of somehow or other. And it loads up. So all that's left as far as getting the initial stuff working is simply playing the video, which hopefully is fairly quick. We'll see. The other thing is hiding the mouse. Got to remember how to do that. The main view does that, obviously. How do we hide the mouse cursor? So let's start with launchbox, data, big box settings, mouse, current document. Hide mouse cursor. References. Options pages, the main view model. Here we go. Oh yeah, we've got that. Enable mouse is what I need instead. Okay, that's not. Alright, so we basically mouse.override cursor. There it is. And this is in the main view model, but we're going to do this in startup video window in the code. We're simply going to say, and my IntelliSense is still screwed up, which is really stupid. We're going to say mouse.override cursor equals cursor.none. Cursors.none. Pac-Man, been thinking of purchasing ReSharper for work, but I'm hesitant considering the problems you're having with it. We do MVC, and I wish Visual Studio Refactor rename objects in the MVC files, but it only works in the code behind files. I think ReSharper would address that. Refactor, rename objects in the MVC files. You know what? I use MVC for the websites that we have, and so you're talking Razor. I don't know how good. I haven't really played with ReSharper and refactoring names in Razor too much, so yeah, I don't know. I haven't done a whole lot with that. So I'm not going to be a good help for you there. But yeah, ReSharper, to be honest with you, I held off from using it for a very, very long time because unless you have super fast hardware, at least in the past, it could be a huge bear and slow everything the heck way down. And also there are minor bugs. However, there are some features that it has that I can't live without these days. So don't expect it to be perfect, but to me it's still worth it because I'm a faster developer because of it. Even with the bugs that it has, I'm a faster developer because of ReSharper. So, and it bugged me for a long time because you know, I'm a perfectionist, and why would I mess with Visual Studio when it works so great and add something that's buggy? Why would I do that? You know, it's not really that buggy. I'm probably not running the latest version, so I'm probably not the best example. I probably need to upgrade my ReSharper, in other words. Where you run into the most bugs is when you're dealing with the latest versions of the .NET framework. Early, I've noticed, can be an issue with ReSharper, but I would say overall it's worth it. You're going to use a black screen as your startup video. Charco. I don't know why, but okay. Sometimes IntelliSense is neither intelligent or sensical, yes. Sure. ReSharper is awesome for a lot of things. It really is. The Razor files, yeah. Morning, Death Row. Sure, Pac-Man. All right. That's bugging me. So we built, right? We're just checking to make sure that the mouse cursor is disabled, so let's give it a shot. No mouse cursor. Whoopee! And there we go. That startup seems to take a lot longer when you're staring at a black screen instead of an actual video. Alright, so let's play a video. And hopefully that works halfway decently. So playing a video, if we take a look at our... well, I have a couple of different options here. We have a video control. I'm going to try using a video control here first. And hopefully it's not too slow or anything like that. We'll find out. So in our window, I'm going to add a video control, so we need, I hate this syntax, it's a pain in the butt. I don't always have to look it up like every frickin' time. There it is. We'll call this controls. Namespace is wpf.controls, and the assembly is it's wpf.bigbox.controls. You know what though? We don't really, it's in the same assembly, so we shouldn't need that. There it is. Hopefully that'll work. And then we can say controls : video control. name equals video control. Okay, cannot create an instance of video control. I don't care. Then in the code behind, we're going to say this dot video control dot. How do we load up a video? I've got to look that up. This dot video path string. It's an odd name. URI video path or video path string. Okay. So dot video path string equals path dot combine. No. System.io.path.combine. System.windows.forms.application. It's like videos startup.mp4, right? Right now. Videos startup.mp4. And that's just it's hard coded right now, which works. I mean, there's no real issues with that, but it could be improved. So maybe, yeah, we should do a command line parameter, as I think Neil mentioned. So videos startup.mp4. What's the issue here? Oh, you dummy. Application.startup path. And we'll see what happens here. I don't know, but I mean, what my biggest concern is it's going to take too long to load it. Okay, we have object reference not set to an instance of an object. Oh, because, well, the initialized component has run. Let's debug it. Except we're going to have to put it in the debug startup in order to truly debug it. Pain in the butt. But why would, I mean, video control shouldn't be null. I don't know, I'm confused. I guess we'll go ahead and debug it. I gotta put in all the extra parameters and crap. It's not that hard. Debug command line arguments dash startup vid. Gotta remember that's there. That's the only thing. Ah, of course. So loading up the video control gives us some issues. That's what I was afraid of. So basically, is we don't. That's the other thing about this is we don't have any data. So any place we're using data, I'm gonna have to work around. So this video control is pretty complicated. We might need a simplified version of it, and we might just want to force using either VLC or force using Windows Media Player for it as well. I think what I'm going to do, I don't want to mess with the video control, so I'm going to copy it to startup video control, and we'll use one of those instead and just hack at it and get rid of anything we don't need. So call this startup video control. We want to close out of the video control, make sure that's not open so I don't mess with that on accident. And this is a startup video control. And this is a startup video control. All right. We're going to build. Well, yeah, of course this isn't going to build. What am I doing? Why isn't it building, though? Oh, the name of the destructor. Startup video control. It does, though. Trust me, it does. Startup video control. It's right there. Video control on loaded. Watch it build. Failed. I've seen this weirdness before, where the thing is, it has code that it generates in the back end, and there it is. Look. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now watch it build. It's just XAML generates code in the back end, and it doesn't display it to you, and sometimes it's screwed up, which is just wonderful. It's still not working, though. Unbroken Launchbox WPF Big Box Control Startup Video Control. Startup Video Control. Partial class. This is so irritating. If I created a new one, it would work just fine. I don't know. Fine then. I'll create a new one, you stupid thing. Delete. Way to go, Visual Studio. We're going to add a new user control, and it's called Startup Video Control. Thank you. Now, this is the XAML. Okay. And the code behind. Startup. 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 Now watch it build. Alfredo. Friggin' thing sucks. Oh man. Okay, where are we at in the comments? Big Box won't start up for you in 7.11. That's not good. Yeah, something's messed up. I might be able to help you, Orion, if you zip up your data folder. I'm not sure. Yeah, Big Box is installed with Launchbox, so you could try that, but most likely it's your data. You can give it a shot. Thank you, Jimmy. That's one thing we want to do, Dave. Yes, we can certainly do that. That's not the priority, though, because we got to make it work properly, first off. I'm not sure, Charco. Problem is that requires loading data, and loading data is slow. So I'm not. Yeah, we'll have to see. Awesome. More and more games. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, Neil, I know that's a thing. I just don't know if we want to go that far, but yeah, I hear you. The problem is, Neil, we haven't loaded any data at that point in the process because we want to do this quickly. So we don't know whether the user wants VLC or Windows Media Player at that point. That's exactly right, Pac-Man. Awesome games. I'm glad to hear that. Hey, Soma. We'll do it live. Look at that. We have a successful build, by the way. Yeah, for real. Yes, my project is inside of Dropbox, and I know it does cause some minor issues, but it's much worth having inside of Dropbox. And I'm very aware of those minor issues, so I just watch out for them. Really, the only issues I run into is when I'm copying a file, renaming a file. Sometimes there's some weirdness, but it doesn't ever cause any major issues. Totally radical, dude. We ended up breaking it because, and it seems like every time we turned around, it was broken. Since it never really worked that great, and since we separated all the XML files out, it wasn't really that necessary anymore. It's super easy to grab a platform, for example, and everything related to the platform and zip it up manually. So honestly, we got rid of that option, and I don't plan on adding it back, unfortunately. Certainly, we could do that, Neil. Yeah, I'm not sure that I want to go that far, but we'll see. All right. So we have our startup video control, and now we can hack at it and get rid of anything we don't need. Thing is, there's a lot of different things that this does that we don't really need it to do. For right now, I'm gonna say true, so that it always uses VLC, and we can compare the two performance-wise and stuff. This is as far as stretching and centering the video. What do we do if it's a, I don't know. We want it, really, we don't want it to, yeah, I don't know, as far as the aspect ratio. The volume, using data settings there, we'll just use the default volume. There's a lot to hack at and clean this up yet, but I think maybe it'll work. So here's video control unloaded. This is what loads up the Windows Media Player. I'm going to do that for now. We're looking for Data Manager, because anything Data Manager is not going to work. Okay, so hopefully it'll work now, even though there's a lot more that could be cleaned up in this. We'll see. Okay, we have another object reference. Not set to an instance of an object issue. Let me figure out where that is. Oh, we're loading the wrong video control still. Duh. So we need to go into our new startup video window in the XAML, and we need to load up the startup video control instead of the standard video control. Give that a shot. Okay, oh, video, okay, sure. We have references to the other video control class. Let's go ahead and I think that's it. Build it. I'm going to go ahead and start it up normally here. I'm not getting any video. Why is that? Okay, what's going on? Let's move this over to the other monitor. Okay, initializes my VLC player. Gets the VLC path. Oh, well, that's interesting. Thread separated image loaded is never called. Why is that? On the VLC player. That's interesting. It never plays the video because it never recognizes that the VLC player is loaded. Which I'm not sure why. I guess for the moment I can try using Windows Media Player. Okay, we're built. There it is. This is using Windows Media Player to play it. Okay, that works. Here's the thing though, we can't just use Windows Media Player because Windows Media Player is, there are systems that don't even have it installed, unfortunately. So that can't be the only option. Windows Media Player seems to be nice because it loads quick though. I mean, boom, it's loaded, which is great. That's working great. We might need to provide an option or use whatever the user has selected. We'll see. Okay, so I mean, we're making progress. But I got to figure out why VLC isn't working in this startup video version. That's not really making sense. Dave, you're a Billow fan, huh? Mad Chuck, don't you think it'd be a good time to add custom DOSBox build support? Yeah, definitely. I have wanted to do that for quite a while. I'm not sure why that hasn't happened yet. It's not a common request. It's pretty rare. Believe it or not, it's pretty rare that somebody requests that. Although it is something that is a power user feature we should probably add. You can't actually replace the DOSBox build, Camel, because then it'll be overwritten pretty much every time you start up Launchbox. So, no, that doesn't work. Oh, it does work for you, Camel? Maybe we changed that. I'm not sure. Yeah, we got to make VLC work, first off. I'm not sure why it's not working in this sense. All right. Why then is VLC not working? And I'm not sure. Really not sure. I'm missing something somehow. I think... Where's my VLC code to begin with? Did I move it? I moved it. Meta.vlc, it's here. You know what? I think it probably has to do... It might have to... I just had a thought. So in my app.xaml, oh, I'm using Bootstrapper. Yeah, Meta VLC. See this? I'm pretty sure this stuff isn't loading. Something loads this stuff eventually, but it's not being loaded right now, and I'm not sure why. But I'll be right back, guys. I need to take a quick pee, and then we'll figure this out. All right. Hey, Ale. Cool, Chuck. Yeah. Dave, I've already seen that article lots of times. VLC.net is another library that we use actually for Launchbox, but we use MetaVLC for Big Box, and honestly, it's a lot better, to be honest. VLC.net is not nearly as good of a library. Anyways, so the resource dictionaries aren't being loaded, and I'm not quite sure why that is. I wonder if there's a way for us to load them via code. WPF load resource dictionary and code. That's what I'm looking for. Accessing a resource dictionary in code WPF. New resource dictionary. That's not quite what I need. Application.current.resources.mergedictionaries.add. There we go. Okay, this is what I need right here. Hopefully that will solve this particular issue. And we're going to need to load this early on, I think. So in my app, In this particular case only, what we need to do is var dict this new URI. We need this guy right here. Hopefully this solves the problem, because I don't want to be screwing with it all day trying to figure out what the problem is with this thing. Current resource merge dictionaries, add new resource dictionary, source equals dict. Whoops. And then in theory, if we go back to our startup video control, we change things back to VLC. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and add some parameters here. Startup video control. Well, we need a bool VLC, but we can't really do that easily. Whatever. We'll figure that out later. If true for VLC, and then we got to come down here and change this to false. And we'll see if we have a video. Let's hope we do. Ha! Well, this is interesting. Wow. I wonder what was going on there. We got farther, clearly. It's like showing one frame and then abandoning it. The good news is it comes up quick. Almost instantaneously. But there's still something strange going on with updating the window. Hey, Matthew. Official site of what project? Launchbox? Launchbox is launchbox-app.com, of course, but I'm guessing you're talking about something else. What could be making this not update? This is kind of strange, once again. And obviously we got to get VLC working. It's really the only option here. It's got to. This has to work with VLC, or it's just not gonna fly. Ugh. Gotcha, guys. Hey, Freddie. Trying to think if I've seen this before, and I don't think I have. I've never seen VLC do that. Something isn't loaded right somehow or other. I'm not... If I use the debug... Wow, that's interesting. It doesn't even display it. Obviously it's playing the video, but it's having trouble updating the screen. You know, another thing that's interesting is we're using all this threading stuff, which we don't really need in this case. So I wonder if, although, I mean, we do need thread separated image loaded. Where's that coming from? Oh, in here, sure. I'm using these invokes. There's a lot of stuff we do to make sure the video doesn't interfere with, you know, the rest of the application performance-wise. And some of that we just don't need for the startup video. That doesn't really explain why we're having this issue, though, at all. So I don't know. Yeah, odd. Why would it be having an issue updating the screen? Oh, we do actually instantiate VLC and Windows Media Player manually, so we could feed, or no, the startup video control we don't. Never mind. Well, let's start simplifying this code, at least some. Stretch video and center video we don't need. Although center video defaults to true. So basically, stretch video is defaulting to false. So this isn't going to be run. Center video is defaulting to true. So this is not going to be run either. Which, I mean, I suppose that could be the issue. But just out of curiosity, if I do one of these. Oh, we're in video control here again. That's an issue I never fixed. Interesting. So the video shows up now, but it's not. Anyways, I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of center video, stretch video, because none of that stuff is going to change. Those aren't going to be options that apply for the startup video. It's just always going to be the same thing. And so none of this code stays. This just all goes away. And this goes away as well. And down here, center video is true. And stretch video is false. Still isn't going to fix this issue, though. I don't know what's going on. Yep. We don't need a video path. We're not using it that way. We don't really need resume video. We're not pausing anything. We don't need a pause video. This is looping the Windows Media Player video, which I suppose, depending on the settings, we might want to do. Disposing, there's a mute, which we don't need. And this was for interesting. Video control. Oh, sure. And then up here, again, the same thing here. So we're cleaning this up, but I still don't think the issue is going to be fixed. Yep. So what would cause it not to update? When I've seen this in the past, it's been caused by the VLC control loading too early, I think. So I don't know. What if I do something stupid like this? Obviously, this you know, defies the whole point of what we're doing, but let's see. No, that didn't. Yeah, we can't be doing that, clearly. But in theory, when this loads, it should be... Heck, I don't know. All right, what are you guys talking about over here? Video games cause violence. Yeah, I thought about that, Neil, but the redraw, but yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it be occurring? There's no, I don't know. Huh. Good point, Criven. Monopoly caused more violence than any video game. That's hilarious. Monopoly is a... Oh, man. Yeah, I love that game, but it makes people hate each other. Tables flipped. Line 90 had a video control. Did it? I don't see video control on line 90. Although this might be old. Gone now. Okay, thank you, Dave. A decoding issue. Guns and rock music. Huh. Video control on load doesn't matter. Actually, it's just the name of the method. Thank you, though, Dave. What's up, Temmie? Don't call me Kitty, or you will have a bad time. That's hilarious. Yeah, in the past when I've had these types of VLC issues, it isn't an execution order issue. It's that I try and play the video too early in the process. So what I'm trying to do is to test things is to play it later in the process after everything's loaded up. However, you know, so I guess I need to keep trying that to see if that's the issue. Video game violence improvements. Goodness. No, he disappeared off the face of the earth, Pac-Man. More fatalities. Launchbox causes violence. Shh. Alright. So, I need to wait before I play the video and try that. But I can't delay any of this loading stuff or it won't come up. So here's what I'm going to do. New thread. Come on. Dot start. And we're going to do a thread.sleep 2 seconds. And then we're going to do all this stuff. What do we get then? Yeah, of course. Alright, so fine. Yeah, close, close, die, die, die. I can't even get there. There it is, close. Okay, all I need to do then is threading.invoke. And, try this. This is not going to be a permanent fix, even if it works, but at least I'll know what the problem is at that point. Still, that's not the issue. So the issue isn't that it's not, that it's trying to load too early, because we waited till everything loaded up and then we run it and it still has the issue. So there's something weird going on about refreshing the window. Which is strange. I don't understand. I've never seen that before. I'm gonna get rid of this because none of this stuff is relevant. Just delete this. Expression is always true, so oh, come on. There we go. Just out of curiosity, though, if I added this VLC player directly into VLC player. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, we're gonna do that. And then we get rid of this. I wonder if that makes any difference. Yeah. Here's our speaking of Chinese developer. This is the Chinese, some of the Chinese code that runs the VLC stuff. And we have an odd issue here. LP file name. Bin debug libvlc cord. What the heck? Well, it's because of the way I'm using the VLC library. Great. Bugger. I don't know. I don't use it this way anywhere else, so that's why. As far as solving this bug, this is completely unrelated. He's just not able to find the actual VLC DLLs in this method. Lovely. So I can't really do that. And that was a shot in the dark anyways. So Forget that idea. So our user control here, I wonder if there's anything on our window that would be a problem. I don't really know. This should all be the same as the other one, you know? We are running some custom logic here on activated. I mean, it could be that there's something in here that's important, although that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense either. Let's go through this code, though, to make sure. Mirror displays is not going to be a thing for this. And marquee view isn't a thing at this point yet either. So main view on activated. Root.active equals true. That's not necessary. That's fine. Actual monitor index. Whoops, is that the right one? I guess it must be. Int actual monitor index. I'm not sure if this is necessary, but we don't need to call the main view model on activated, although we very well may be doing something in the main view model on activated that could be affecting this and enabling things to work properly for all I know. But anyways, I'm going to take that out for now. We invalidate everything. We set the Windows state to normal. We set the left top, the width, and the height. I remember this being weird, but it fixes a number of things. Okay. So who knows? Maybe this will fix our problem. I don't know. Doubt it, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, let's use this one. Okay, we have so we're dealing with big box settings here, and that won't work. We don't know what the primary monitor is at this point. I'm just going to say 0 for right now. Same issue. Figures. Well, we were going well, guys, until I ran into this bug. I can't really get any of the new features working until I figure out what the heck is wrong with VLC and the startup video thing here. Doesn't really make any sense. But we'll figure it out. I'll get it. I just gotta figure out what could be causing it. the main view model unactivated. You would think that might have something to do with it, but it doesn't. That's just, if they're paused, it resumes them all. Yeah, there's nothing there that matters. Look at the constructor for the view model. Yeah. We're preloading VLC at this point. That's what that does, even though it's not obvious. Just populating a bunch of view models. Yeah, there's nothing here that would be fixing anything or initializing anything that would be needed for the VLC player. So, and we know the Windows Media Player one works perfectly fine. So we know there's no... Oh, I got a FedEx package. We know there's no major issue with... I hope they're not needing a signature. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right. Let's catch up on comments here. Feel yourself becoming more violent just watching the stream. That's hilarious. You guys are funny. Also, I'm lost. Philosophy is not an area of expertise for me, that's for sure. You check out. Yeah, that's true, Neil. It's worse to not know why something is working than to not know why something isn't. Although as confusing as that statement is, that's the truth. Hitting with a big hammer. Yeah. Sure, if it's quick, Skizzy. Did I get a big box? Ha 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 ha. Can we get a live unboxing? This what we got is for my son. So yeah, we can. At least I think that's what it is. No, it isn't my desk. I wish it was, Jade. It's taken forever to get my desk, and supposedly it's supposed to be here this week, but I don't have a lot of confidence in that. I'll go grab it. Why not? I'll show you what it is. It's nothing special, guys. My son has a habit of absolutely destroying keyboards, and it's upsetting. But I got him basically the cheapest mechanical keyboard I could find is what I got him. I need to pull up my video so I can see if you guys can actually see this. But I have no idea how good this thing is. All I know is it's mechanical, and it was relatively cheap. So, this is for him. I'm not really very good at unboxings, so bear with me. But there you are. Not bad. This product warranty, there's nothing else in here. Let's type on it a little bit. Yeah, it's certainly a lot better than what he's got currently that he completely destroyed. It does have RGB, I think. So, he'll like it. Although, the touch on this is nowhere near as good as the touch on my DOS keyboard over here. But it's a decent touch. It's not terrible. Let's see. Checkbox, want the button to only be allowed to be clicked when I check the box. Sure. Basically, you need an on-click on the checkbox, an on-click event. And when in the on-click event, you check to see if the checkbox is checked. So if checkbox.checked, then button.enabled equals true, else button.enabled equals false. And that'll do it for you, Skizzy. Frank, that is because for whatever reason, VLC is unable to read the video from your hard drive fast enough. So that's a hard drive performance issue. And you can try switching to Windows Media Player to see if it helps anything. But that's a VLC issue that we really can't do anything about. It's a performance issue on your machine. For whatever reason, your hard drive is not able to play those videos fast enough. Oh my goodness, you guys are going crazy on this philosophy discussion. And somehow we're talking about philosophy and Scrooge McDuck. I don't know what you guys are doing. I'll be honest. It's hilarious though. No, that's weird, Neil. I don't know. I don't know. All I know is VLC will do the same thing in the actual VLC app from time to time if it has performance problems. So I know it's a VLC issue. I mean, it's... You got me. Well, an SSD is going to be your best bet, Frank. All right. Solving this thing. Sure, it would be nice to have this solved before the stream is over. What on earth would be causing it not to update? Only in this particular... It's not truly pausing the video. I'm curious though. No, we don't want this. I want to go startup video control. Actually, I want my window. That's under views. Startup video window. I wonder if something like this would be causing the problem or something weird like that. Nope. You know what? No. Huh. One thing I'm curious about that might help us figure this out. Oh, main view model, great. App.xaml. Main view model. Oh, come on. Bootstrapper. There it is. Out of curiosity, what if we did this? Oh. But we need a dumb view model if we're going to do that. Gall. Huh. Fine. Why not? So if I'm going to need to rename this startup video view, unfortunately, which is a pain in the butt and might cause us issues. Let's do a rebuild. No, I got the same garbage problem that I had before. Of course, because I had to rename the stupid file. Pain in the rear. If I close that out. One failed, but we don't have any errors. Great. Bootstrapper does not exist. This is new. Weird. Okay. But these errors are gone. No, they're not. Gall. Friggin' frustrating. Alright. Here we go again. I mean, it's disgusting. I'm sick and tired of this crap. Nothing wrong with my code. Actually, I need a window. Where's my frickin' window? Thank you. Startup video view. How nice of you. Thank you so much. What happened here? Oops. Shut up. So obviously this isn't going to build. Maybe that's my problem. Ha! Succeeded! Yay! So stupid how difficult that is. Value cannot be null, URI string. Interesting. Huh. That wouldn't be the problem, would it? Gee, that would be really stupid if that was the problem. I doubt it. Anyways, let's make sure it's building. Yeah, same issue, of course. But we have our dumb view renamed at least. The next thing I was needing to do is add a startup video view model with nothing in it. Startup video view model. Let's Just make it public. Doesn't need anything in it. Just leave it there. And then in theory, what I can do to test this is go to my bootstrapper, and instead of this stuff, I'm going to say this dot display root view for what? No. Startup video view model. And just out of curiosity, we're going to see if that works, loading it up the normal way. Why is that? Oh. Interestingly, I got a call. It might be my desk, so bear with me, guys. Sorry. Nope, apparently not. All right. If I get rid of that, the thing is we don't want it to actually do the startup video elsewhere. So I'm gonna we don't want to comment that out. We would want to not do the startup video. Where is it? Oh, come on. There it is. Just going to comment this whole block out. And I'm going to see what video playing does not exist. Fine. We'll just get rid of this. Now, in theory, it should play the startup video. It's loading everything up in the process, though, so it's going to take a second. But it has the same exact issue. Okay. So what that tells me is there's something screwed up in my window. My specific code. There's nothing else going on in the background to make this work, but there's something screwed up in there, which surprises me. I thought that would work. So anyways, we'll go ahead and leave the name the same. That doesn't really matter. However, we don't really need the view model. Oops, that's the wrong one to delete. And then in my bootstrapper, we'll get rid of this and put these back the way they're supposed to be. So we undo the damage we just caused, but still doesn't. So basically, it's telling me that the issue is here in this code somewhere, is what seems to be the case. Because even if I wait to load it up, or I mean, even if I load it up via the means I'm loading everything else up normally, it still has an issue. So I still haven't identified what the problem is. It doesn't really make any sense. How is this different than the main view, for instance? Granted, we are using a transition presenter elsewhere. But I don't understand why that would matter. Oh, I'm getting behind in these comments, guys. All right, well, I'm giving up on that, guys. Sorry. Oh man, this is driving me nuts. Same thing. The same thing happened last Tuesday, 2 days ago. I couldn't fix the freaking problem. I got off the stream, ate lunch, took a break, came back, and was able to fix it in in 20 minutes. It's always how this crap works. I don't know what I'm missing here. I'm sure I'll figure it out, but it's being a royal pain in the butt. Oh, interesting. This actually loads now. Why is that centered? Curious what this is, if this is messing with anything. This stuff, this render transform and all that stuff. I don't think that matters, but scale transform. Oh yeah, we're doing this stuff here. We don't need this. Getting rid of that shouldn't make any difference. Same diff. I don't think this is really doing anything. I'll leave it in there though. It wasn't hurting anything, and I'm not sure why I added that, but there's probably a reason for it, so. Get rid of that now. Big box upside down. The funny thing is, I did implement a way to load everything in Big Box mirrored, because there was a cabinet that required that. More Easter eggs for Big Box. I did put Easter eggs into Launchbox for MS-DOS, and there may or may not be an Easter egg in there for Launchbox and Big Box, but nothing as prominent as Launchbox for MS-DOS. Silly. So goodness. I don't know that grid is even used. Oh, it is. Well, that's, no, this is the view versus the control. View. I wonder if any of this stuff has anything to do with it. You wouldn't think so, since we've already tested to see if it just needed delayed. Yeah, nothing to do with it. All right. Well, just out of curiosity, what if I put a delay in this on the video path string? That might cause different problems. I don't know. I'm just trying to throw out random crap now. What's the problem here? 0 arguments. There's nothing wrong with that code. What? Oh, you idiot. There we go. This isn't going to make any difference. I really doubt it. Yeah, and then we have that issue, of course. So, exit this. Ham and cheese sandwich. There you go, Krivin. Yeah. That's the thing. I'm about giving up, guys. I don't know. I don't know what the freaking problem is with this. So I'll grab some lunch, take a break, and come back to this, and hopefully something will hit me and I'll have it solved before the day is out. At least it's working with Windows Media Player, but that's not going to be good enough. It's going to have to work with VLC too. So, yeah, that's where we're at. But thanks, guys. Sorry I keep ending streams on not so positive notes. That's just how development works, unfortunately. You make a ton of good progress and you get stuck on something stupid, and you're stuck there for ages. So I'll take a break and then hit this back in an hour or so, and hopefully we'll get it solved. But thanks, guys. It was a good stream. Take it easy, folks. Have a good one. Thanks for joining. I feel like Bill O'Reilly right now. I never thought I would say that. Anyways, take it easy, folks.